Aries, welcome to your January 2026 reading. I'm Mystica Venice, and this is Odie, and we're here to give you your reading. All right, let me start by clearing the energy. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please be here now to give Aries messages for their highest good, divine messages for their highest good for the month of January 2026. Please cleanse this space and keep it safe from any negative energies, and we'll just jump right into it. So I'd like to start by pulling a couple of themes. I think I'm going to use these Star Code Oracle. A deck that I just got. It's pre-loved. Okay, what can Aries expect? What themes are coming up for Aries in the month of January? It's so weird to say that already, you guys. Whoa! Okay. Oh, third house, we have communication. So you may be feeling the need to communicate yourself, or for more clear communication, or to strengthen bonds of communication with someone or some people. Sun, source energy, tapping into the source, all is one, like connecting with divine energy and happiness and like the motivation to get things done. And then you have Scorpio, investigate. So it seems like you need also more information. That might be what like this communication is about. Communication with source, spiritual communication maybe, to like investigate what your needs are, or this could just be like a new wish fulfillment that you're going into, but you need to like make sure you have it clearly mapped out, because January is really a time for non-action. And I know, as hard as it is for you to do, Aries, this is a time of like planning and researching and communicating with others clearly these plans, so that come February, March, that these plans will be smooth sailing and a go. So you're like in the pre-preparation phase of whatever it is you're going to be getting into this year. Let's put this here, and I think I'll pull one goddess. Sorry, Odie. One goddess power, and see what this can tell us about January as well. Okay, Spirit, we want one card for January 2026 for Aries. What one goddess most represents the experience that Aries is having right now? Which goddess card? Ooh. Not liking the one. Okay, I really want a clear message, Spirit, for Aries. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Assurance, Danu. Now this, I believe, is like a Celtic Irish goddess. I'm still, I studied all of these ones. I'm still remembering, because these cards are also new and pre-loved, and researching as I go. But she is a card of assurance here, and if you can see here, she has in her hand, I don't know if it's gonna, it's pretty blurry in person, but she basically has like a sprout of grass or a vegetable, and it's also kind of looks like it's it kind of reminds me of like a dandelion. It's got sort of like a force field over it, but like when you're making a wish on a dandelion. So I feel like you are going to be cultivating an idea that is a wish fulfillment for you this month. And to be like putting down roots to it, like doing the work on something that you've been wanting for a long time, and you're finally going to be taking like practical planning, pre-preparation. It's like telling you, like, you know, when you put the seed in the ground, and then it's like you go out to the garden every day to see, you know, if like your beets are coming up or your radishes or whatever your seeds are, and you go out there every day, but it like actually takes sometimes, you know, 2-3 weeks to see the little sprout. So it's telling you the sprout is coming as long as you keep watering it. And that's what this assurance is. She also has like the triple crown headband of Hecate, and to me that talks about like the life cycles, mother, maiden, crone, and like which aspect, recognizing which aspect you're in now, or all aspects of it that reside within you. And it can also be like what is it, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, you know. It could be you know, the Holy Trinity, basically. And I love this, like, energy behind her, this calm blue, like, so intuitive with the blue stone on her third eye chakra. Like, that's like, oh my gosh, it's confirmation. But, like, it's like telling you, like, use your intuition, like, you know that this is coming, that this sprout is growing. And so to, like, you know, to really like trust your intuition and slow down enough to be able to like hear what the universe is trying to communicate with you, what source is trying to communicate with you, right? Okay, really good, really good. So let's pull some cards here. This is a little rosebud chamomile tea. So let's see. Aries, what do we got going on for Aries in the month of January 2026? A couple of cards coming out here. We got Page of Cups and Eight of Wands in reverse. I'm using the Smith-Waite Tarot deck. This is like a Centennial edition, so there's like a couple of bonus cards. We'll see if we get any of those bonus cards. Ooh. Okay. So that was King of Wands in reverse, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Four of Swords in reverse. This is good, looking good. Okay. Bottom of the deck, it's the Eight of Swords. So this talks about needing to like break free from these things that are confining you. You know, it's been a long time coming, and it's like finally time. It's like you feel like you can't get out of a situation, you know, but you just feel like that. Like there's no guards here, right? She could just be like, ugh. Like all that stuff would just topple over, right? And she could loosen. Like these don't even look very tight, you know. But it's saying like she's alone on these. The shores are calm behind her too, like. But so these are like these restrictions that she feels like she can't get out of, and it's saying to like know when to cut your losses in order to find happiness, right? So I'm going to clarify the cards with the Illuminated Tarot, which is Ethereal Tarot, which is this beautiful deck with the gold leafing Art Nouveau style. Let's see here. Let me shuffle. So let's see. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. Oh, didn't even ask a question yet. We have the Page of Cups and then the Eight of Wands in reverse. So it's like, you know, and I think we discussed this last month, but it's like you're at the beginnings of this new passion, like new emotionally fulfilling something in your life that like you are in the beginning phases of like working towards planning, pre-preparation, and like it seems like it's just like not going fast enough for you. But you also have a lot of opportunities, and there's also like there is a lot of action here. And growth. Like see all these little sprouts on these wands? It's all growth. It's fresh growth, and it's like very fast. But it's again, it's telling you to slow down, because if you move too fast, you know, like you won't have time to like see everything clearly to know exactly what you want to do. And if you take your time and investigate, have all the facts before rushing in, you know, it's just asking you to slow down a bit. But you have a lot of opportunities, and like coming in January, we have several signs that are moving into Aquarius, so it's like a new time period. I think it's Mercury, Venus, and then Mercury, and then Saturn, right? And then at the end of the month, Neptune goes into Aries, which is going to make you feel really recharged and energized, because it's this 14-year cycle that we've been waiting on ending. And also Chiron, it will now be going back into Aries. It had been retrograde in Pisces. We did feel this shift like in the summertime, if you were like, oh, everything's happening, and then it just always like whoa, 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 and it just like, you know, everything flatlined, fell out, or was put, you know, setbacks and delays, and you know, whether it was like a new job you were going to start and then you had to start it later, or you know, it's like this kind of thing. But these things will be speeding up towards the end of the month as all of these planets shift and go direct, right? So what did we pull out on there? That was the King of Wands. You have the King of Wands reversed here and upright, and it's like you're going to come into balance with yourself, and this is like you've made a lot of progress, and come to the layers of this, like the levels. Sorry, come up in levels in this process of growth. It's like you've been working on self-mastery of growth. But also, this is like passion. It's like you are really passionate about this new thing, this new emotion, because you've got all of this fire here. Okay, so tell me about the Page of Cups here. What is this Page of Cups for Aries? So you have the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Cups, both positive cards, whether or not they're reversed. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, and the Ace of Cups is like the beginning of a new path to a sturdy, like an emotional, fulfilling foundation. So whatever this new passion is, it's saying like this is definitely, you know, the way to go. Like this is what's going to make you happy, and like it seems like you're emotionally attached to it. And like the thing is, it's like if we're doing something, whether it's in work or you know, family, it's like when you're into it a lot that it becomes really rewarding, you know, like that's how you know it's like what you should be doing. I'm not talking like butterflies, like anxious energy, but like I'm talking about like it feels good. You're doing it when you do it. You feel good. You know, people are like, oh, you're doing good. And you're like, yeah. You're finding like, you know, self-emotional fulfillment. It's like something that's making you happy. And then why was this Nine of Wands in reversed here? Why do we got Eight of Wands? Why do we got this Eight of Wands here? I have the Eight of Wands here. And I kind of answered that one, so it's okay. Page of Pentacles in reverse. So it's like you've been burned before with business situations, or like it fell out on you, and so it's like you kind of have like a little bit of mistrust that things are working out for you. Um, it's almost like you're like expecting it, or like the thoughts or intrusive thoughts are coming into your head that it's like, I might not be good enough to do this, or this is just silly wishful thinking, but like if you were truly being emotionally filled, I don't see why it could be silly. Like, it's the age of Aquarius, right? It's like about being unique and different and adventurous, and like forging your own path, and having like faith in yourself, and a spiritual self-sufficiency. So you have so you have some reservations here. But the Page of Cups is still, a good character. You just want to make sure, use your intuition. You want to make sure that, this isn't like a pipe dream. And that's why you've got this investigate card, right? Like, you just, you love it so much, so make sure you're doing all of your research before taking action, and trusting your intuition here. And using, like, all of the information you have. Taking time in stillness to really listen to your thoughts, because it's when you're in stillness that sometimes you actually have the ideas, especially with like how we're just always like listening to stuff all the time in the car and at home. You get the TV, you got the YouTube, you got the podcasts on your headphones, you're walking around, you've got to like take time to like not have any of that stuff on. I'm not, meditation is good too, but like really just like sitting with yourself, taking a hot bath, even turn the music off sometimes, just so your mind can really wander. But yeah, that's what I'm getting with that. And then the King of Wands. Okay, why are we so fiery? Why do I have the King of Wands in reverse and right side up? Why is this? What is this juxtaposition of this? You may have a King of Wands coming into your life, and like you're not sure like where you stand with them. They run hot and cold, because you have the Five of Wands. It came in reverse, but I still feel that there is like some friction there. This also could be like some friction going into a leadership role for some of you. And the King of Wands is flanked by the lions, and it's telling you to have courage and compassion and to be brave. Why is the Five of Wands? What else for the King of Wands? The Knight of Cups reversed, the Tower. Yeah, it seems to me that there is somebody that like has I don't like has opposite sides to themselves. Like they flip-flop from, this is the same card, right? I mean, the King of Wands and the King of Wands. So they're flip-flopping. And it's like, maybe that's what you're doing the research about for some of you. I'm having like this different storyline coming in than first started. It could also be that like they're in conflict with your new in wish fulfillment. But do your research. You're going to have to communicate with this person, this King of Wands energy. You're coming in High Priestess, they're coming in King of Wands, so like that can be like very passionate, but also very fiery, and like can be hot-tempered. Like there's two sides of this person. A lot of the things that we like about somebody are also the things that can bother us the most about somebody when we're upset with them. It's the same like traits that people have. So you've got this like Five of Wands coming in reverse, So, you know, it's like either the beginnings or the ending of some conflict. There's been some conflict. It's like, you know, it doesn't have to be like, you know, stick fighting like these guys are, but it's a little friction, a little tension, right? And then you have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So you are feeling like a lack of love in this situation. There's a lack of love. And the Tower. So it's like something is like, there's going to be some abrupt change. Like a shift in energy. And I really think it's because you're headed towards this, you know, this new direction. Like, this is something you really want to do. This is something you care about. So this is like, let's say this is your career, and then like this King of Wands could be your old boss, or like an old way of being, you know, working in corporate, and then, you know, leaving that behind. You know, there's a lot of different ways it could play out, but I definitely see that this situation is coming to a head here. What else about this Tower? Why? Anything else about this King of Wands and the Tower moment? Who is the King of Wands? Who is this King of Wands? Four of Cups. This is a person that it's like sort of, they don't know what they want. They're dissociating. They don't really want the cups that are in the front of them, and they don't really want, they're not seeing, it's not that they don't want, they're not seeing this gift from the divine, this dream. You know, they're just not seeing it. It's like being handed to them. And so this is a person that is distant at this time. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. We have, okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles, and this is in reverse. So it's like you've been really, you know, saving your money, holding on to like your energy, and like kind of not sharing your energy and stuff like that. It could be energy, it could be wealth, it could be health, but I don't see that in this case. It feels like you know, maybe like whatever this thing that you have this new emotion of, like you're really into it, and like you're just not willing to overgive and have your cups depleted all the time. So like it might be that you're reserving, like let's say you went back to school and like this is your husband or boyfriend, right? Then you're like doing this back to school thing, or a new business, or girlfriend or wife, right? But like for whatever reason you don't have as much time and energy for this person, and it brings in this friction. That's for some of you. Okay, so why are we holding on to these coins? I mean, I feel like you're saving up for whatever this is, this new change, this new lifestyle, this new thing that you're working on, using your intuition. And like, you know, this card too, the Eight of Wands, can also, it's fast acting energy that there could be like a move with the Tower there. So what is this Four of Pentacles? Why are we holding on to it? Four of Pentacles reverse. Why is this here, Spirit? The Hierophant. Yeah. You know, it's like you have to take on the traditional role of like, there are some things that like you can't be super dreamy about, right? Like you do have to still like pay the bills, and you know, with the Four of Coins in reverse, I feel like you may be like paying off some debt, or you know, like have been saving to like, you know, pay for things, or maybe even like, maybe you're even saving up for like a spiritual class. You know, the Hierophant is the Pope. He also marries people. Like you could have been saving for a wedding. Um, but it does talk about withholding your energy. Well, the Four of Pentacles is withholding your energy, and the Hierophant would be like diplomacy and structure and like, you know, the fine nuances of diplomacy, which we all know Aries can be rather like blunt in how they say things. So it might be speaking of like, you know, trying to temper the way that you use your words when you're upset, so that you really can communicate what you like actually mean. Oh, that's too many. Six of Wands, success. Yeah, I think if you are paying off your debt and you're going through these traditional routes, you like kind of like settled down, and I've been working on that in the fall, right? And yeah, six of Wands is success. There's this guy, this knight. He's coming home from the war, and like all these people are behind him, and they're throwing laurel leaves at him. He's got a golden cape blowing in the wind, and like white horse like a knight on shining armor. But there's all these people around him. They're going like, hooray, hooray, right? It's also recognition for whatever. Like, maybe you're doing this thing and you've had to scrimp and save to take this new job, or, you know, whatever this is. Maybe it makes less money than your last job, but you're actually like very good at it, and it's like and it's stable, and you're successful, and like and it leads to ultimately having more wealth because it's more stable and not like a gig. Where did that come from? Oh, that was there. Okay, so I see, yeah, success in this new spiritual adventure. You know, maybe you're taking like Reiki class, or you're becoming a sound healer, or getting yoga certified, or teaching Sunday school. Like, there's so many things it could be. Maybe going to go study at like an ashram in India, or, you know, taking a Buddhism class, and trip to Thailand. Like, this is just all different things you could be doing. Okay, so then you've got a few things in reverse here. So you've got this is the Four of Swords, and this talks about like rest and recovery after like a healing, you know, after a battle, healing after a battle. So it's like, you know, you've been resisting taking the time to like rest, or you just need to do more of it. Like, maybe you've just been too busy to really like rest as much as you've needed to. But like I was talking about before, this like rest gives you the mental clarity to like really see your way forward. So like, you know, take time for yourself, self-care, baths, tea, you know, walks outside in nature, little facial, whatever it is that makes your, you know, floats your boat here. And then you have the Two of Swords, and that talks about like having a big decision to make. It's literally what we were just talking about, like, you know, like kind of secluding yourself to make this decision. She's using her intuition here with the moon, and you know, she has a mask on for concentration, but it's also saying it's like time to make this decision. It's time to put these heavy sword burdens down and take off the mask to like receive this clarity. Like, if you've been like trying not to see something, like the fact that it's not working out with this King of Wands and this friction and this Tower, like if you've been trying not to see something, it's time to like take off the mask. Use your intuition by like resting and recovering, and you're going to be putting down the burdens really soon with the Nine of Wands. You're going to be putting these burdens down. These are all like walls that you've built up over time. The war is over, and you can like bandage and have a cane, and you're like hurt. Like, the war is over, but you still like, you know, got these defenses up, and like don't trust anybody. This is the, you know, Seven of Swords. Don't trust anybody. You know, always worried that people are like trying to sneak on you, sneak up, you know. I feel like this has a lot to do with like processing your emotions. Because like when you realize that this is over, you know, this has happened and it might happen again, but you can't stop it from letting you live your life, right? You know, you can't live your life with the blindfolds on. You have to like move. You can't stay in stasis. You know. Okay. Tell me why the Four of Swords is here. Emperor in reverse. Yeah, it's like you need to... The Emperor is the Aries card. So it's telling you that when you start to do these things, when you slow down, which is like obviously like against... Not against, but it's like opposite of your instinct of what to do. When you take this time, and the Emperor is all about like planning, and you step into your power, right? And like are confident within yourself. It's like you need to reclaim the throne, Aries, and get yourself out of these situations where you feel like taken advantage of, having to protect yourself all the time. You feel like people are keeping the truth from you, and then you're constantly having to like heal from battle. Like, what's this outcome on this? We're going with this. Oh, that's too many. What can we tell Aries about these cards? Four of Swords, Two of Swords, Nine of Wands, and Seven of Swords in reverse. What can we tell Aries about this? Yeah. See, once you step into your power and like, you know, you put these old resentments and trust issues aside, then you'll be able to fully step into your Nine of Pentacles and like finally start to like see the fruits of your labor. Like finally see that you have, like, you're not in this place anymore, and you have like accomplished so much, but it's like you don't see yourself like this, and so you're not like reaping the rewards. You're still in this old energy, but this cycle is closing out astrologically. Like this is, you know, this is how it, you know, Aries and Chiron has been, feels like forever, right? Okay, and then also like Mars going into Aries. That one's really important, you know, for Aries. So, you know, Mars and Pisces is sort of like the opposite. You know, it like the water puts out the fire and kind of feels like sluggish, a sluggish type energy. So what blessings can Aries expect in the month of January? What blessings can Aries expect to come up in the month of January? Oh, the release of toxic cycles, the Devil in reverse. What's this one? Oh, the Page of Wands, the beginning of a new passion. Like a new fiery, like action towards your new passion. What other blessings can Aries expect? The Two of Pentacles, to have more fun. Have more fun and being able to like balance your finances, which I think that's really important here. Balancing your finances and not just like juggling them. Like this is two different things, right? You know, in some cases it can be juggling the finances, but it's learning how to balance them that is talking about with the two coins, juggling the two coins. But it also talks about having a more playful energy, learning to be more playful. And Justice, like you're getting a second chance here. And the Magician. Yeah. So, Justice, this is a second chance at something. Like, you may have, like, turned down an opportunity at some point, and it's coming back around. Or it's just saying that, like, you're receiving, like, the scales of justice are turning in your favor. So even if you've been, like, working really hard towards something else, you know, you may see that energy come back in towards you. It's not expended for nothing, right? Like, if you had to close down your business in December, or you're closing down your business, but then you get this offer for, like, this awesome new lucrative job. It's something like that, you know, the scales of justice. It doesn't always have to be directly like, oh, I gave somebody money and then, you know, I'm waiting to receive it. No, it's like not how the universe works. You know, you put your energy out there and you don't know how it's going to be returned to you, but it does get returned. And now it's a time in January, and you got the Magician, which means you have everything you need. You know, you have everything you need to transform this energy, transmute these energies to like you're about to understand these lessons, and they're going to be gone. You'll have new lessons, sure, but it's like you're about to understand. Is, you know, I've been saying this recently, like, instead of saying, why me? Which I feel like with everything you've gone through in the last 10 to 15 years, you have every right to say, why me? But, like, now, you know, this is the end of this cycle where we heal from this. Aries, the wounded, Chiron, the wounded healer, and we're ending this cycle. So it's been, like, a great wounding period. And so, like, yeah, now you are, like, transmuting these sorrows and hurts and into, like, these are going to be the things that now empower you, and the things people like about you, and you're going to be, you know, more empowered and self-sufficient, magnetic. Yeah, and this also, this Magician, he has the Ouroboros on here. Do you see that? So that's talking about, he usually has like the infinity over his head, and it's like about like energy, constantly in flow, you know, in flow state. But this one with the Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail, it's like the end of a cycle and end of a chapter. You usually see that one with the World card, so I'm adding that there. End of a chapter. Yeah, this is pretty amazing. Very happy for you, Aries, and I'll see you next month. Thank you so much. Bye.